get it. Okay. So greetings. I'm just showing a demonstration of what I believe will happen on Euro Yen. And what I see here is I see a zone right here where they kind of did, okay, induction here, induction there, another one, and interesting enough, we could also see when it finally breaks the trend line. I think the break of the trend line was the reason I decided to take the trade. Now, finally, there's a chance that they could come up, I guess, above this little mini zone, maybe in trap. Now, there's a chance that that could happen, but I've seen where these mini zones play out at times when a trend line breakout would occur. So, for example, let me go to the daily as to why I think people are buying. Because even when you look on the TDI on the daily, you could see divergence on the TDI, all right? And I personally believe that there's a liquidity built up down here to the downside, okay? Because even here on the 4 hour, you could see the TDI does show some really some decent divergence, okay? Now, the 1 hour, I think, really shows clean on the trend line right here. So let me kind of set this up. And you see how I drew the trend line, right? From these highs, they did intersect with this one, that one. This one was hit a decent amount, and even though it's subtle, they did work off this high. They closed above the trend line, consolidated, and then you could see how here, look at how it looks on the 1 hour, the inductions off of this psychological level. Remember, they create psychological levels at will. So we could see how possibly, especially with the two aggressive moves today. Now, let me pull this up. Oh, sorry. These candlesticks were really big. You know what I mean? The green candlesticks, they were the biggest for the day. So that does kind of give me more speculation with it being an induction, W formation to this zone, and almost like it respected the trend line here. You see how they came and respected the trend line? So I do speculate that this definitely could drop down to, come on, what's going on here? This thing ain't working. Okay. Down to a liquidity pool here. Okay. Just looking to make about around $100 on that. And when I pull up, let me just type in liquidity pool. Now, what can happen finally, this is where I want you to be open. It can go up and stop me out and trap above this zone in case they didn't straddle enough buyers. That is always a possibility, but because, again, it did break above the trend line, induced from a zone that was hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 7, 8 times. So, I mean, it makes sense that liquidity would build up, especially on these really strong, aggressive moves right here. You could take a look at it on a 15-minute. You could even see how this might have been a possible retouch. You see how they retouched off the trend line, retouch off the trend line. That could have brought in more buyers into the market. You know, could have. So, looks good so far, but you know, Forex, man. So let's see how this trade plays out in the academy. Again, you know, if I get stop on it, it's a part of the game. That's where risk management comes in. You know, I set the trade in here? So it did come up a bit. So let's say I wanted to kind of just break that down as to why I put that in the academy. All right. Hopefully that makes sense. You guys have a good day.